What is going on, everyone? It is me, the Lone Vault Wanderer, here with a croaky voice because I was watching rugby tonight. My team won. Very happy about that, but I yelled a little bit too much, so excuse my croakiness. But I want to make a video on Scalebound because there are a lot of rumors, there's a lot of speculation about this game being back in development. The trademark for the game has been extended or renewed, and people are getting very excited about this. And I want to make this video to kind of temper those expectations, specifically from the standpoint of the trademark renewal or the extension, because I've done this in the past as well. So don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to judge here, but a lot of people are making articles or videos saying that this game is potentially back in development. And one of the reasons they're stating for that is the renewal of the Scalebound trademark. And I want to make this video to say that's not what it means, and people shouldn't just assume that Scalebound is back in development or that the renewal of the trademark necessarily means that. But we'll get into that in a little bit. What's all this rumor? What's all this speculation that I'm talking about? So it first started from an alleged insider called @xrays_insider on Twitter, and he tweeted the following: Insider report. Do you remember Scalebound? Development is resumed, led by and entrusted to an important close Microsoft team. More info soon. The account then later tweets that just 3 points on Scalebound. 1. Microsoft has renewed the IP. 2. Microsoft is talking with a friendly dev team to build the game. And 3. Scalebound, it's not coming soon or never. So before we get into the trademark renewal that even this tweet talks about, I just want to say that with regards to this alleged insider report, there's no way I can possibly comment and say he's lying or he doesn't have a source or anything like that. The truth is, I just don't know, you don't know, no one knows, right, whether this person is legit or not. But I do want to put an alternative point of view out there. If you go in the description below, you'll find an article by Jez Corden on Windows Central, and apparently he has an insider himself within Microsoft, and he's saying that the game is actually not in development. The article states that, since I've been getting a load of DMs this afternoon about a Scalebound rumor, I figure I'd just take a little moment to shatter everyone's dreams. Scalebound isn't in development. Microsoft recently renewed the trademark to Scalebound, and coupled with an insider report on Twitter, the one that I just mentioned, rumors began to swirl about the game being back in development. I can confirm by our own sources, however, that Scalebound is not in development by Microsoft or a trusted team, as stated in the report. Nothing to see here, folks. So, believe who you will from that. You can believe Jez Corden on Windows Insider, who, I don't know if he's an established name or journalist or anything, but at least he has a name to him, you know, and at least he's on a website like Windows Central. But then you've got X-Rays, who's talking about he has an inside source, and he knows that Microsoft is talking to a trusted team. Believe who you want out of that. I can't really comment necessarily, but the point of this video is to focus on the renewal or the extension of the trademark, because that shouldn't be used as a piece of news to imply that Scalebound is back in development, or that anything is actually happening with the game now with a different developer. So now I'm going to break down what the extension actually means, why Microsoft would extend the trademark for Scalebound, which they have done, mind you. So there's going to be another link in the description below to trademark here. I'll chuck the picture on the screen right now, and you can see there, wordmark Scalebound, status, second extension granted, the 3rd of May 2017. God, I hate that US format. I really do. I'm so used to reading it from day, month, year. But regardless, it's the 3rd of May 2017 that the Scalebound trademark was extended. So what does this mean? Does this mean that the game is back in development because Microsoft extended the trademark? No. Does it mean that Microsoft might intend to use the trademark sometime in the future? Very much so, yes, there is a possibility there, but it doesn't mean in and of itself that the game is back in development. So what does trademark extension actually mean? And this is where we get a little bit legal, alright? If you go to the USPTO website, they're the ones that deal with trademark registrations and patent registrations in the US. I'll leave the link in the description below to the page I'm talking about. But have a look at these paragraphs on the screen right now, and I'm going to walk you through exactly why, during this month, the trademark for Scalebound was extended. So look at this. USPTO publishes trademark, or mark. If the examining attorney raises no objections to registration, or if the applicant overcomes all objections, the examining attorney will approve the mark for publication in the Official Gazette, a weekly publication of the USPTO. The USPTO will send a notice of publication to the applicant, stating the date of application. After the mark is published in the Official Gazette, any party who believes it may be damaged by registration of the mark has 30 days from the publication date to file either an opposition to registration or request to extend the time to oppose. Alrighty, so we know that when a trademark is published in the Gazette, there's 30 days from a certain publication date to oppose that trademark. when was that opposition date for Scalebound? Let's go back to the trademark listing, and you can see here, published for opposition date on the 8th of the 3rd, 2016, or the 8th of March, 2016. Someone has 30 days from that date to oppose, and it doesn't seem like it happened here with Scalebound, so that was fine. Let's move on to the next paragraph. If the mark is published upon the actual use of the mark in commerce or on a foreign registration and no party files an opposition or request to extend the time to oppose, like I talked about before, the USPTO will normally register the mark and issue a registration certificate about 12 weeks after the date the mark was published. Alrighty, so we got another time here. 12 weeks after the mark was published. Go back to the date that Scalebound was published for opposition, the trademark that is, alright? We have the 8th of March 2016. What's 12 weeks after that roughly? There's a nifty little tool on the website timeanddate.com where you can actually add the exact weeks or months or days from a certain date and you'll get the result, alright? So the result starting from the 8th of March 2016, when you add 12 weeks, that's Tuesday the 31st of May 2016. So we have that date, alright? And that date is the date the USPTO will normally register the mark and issue a registration certificate. So we can say that at least by the 31st of May 2016, the trademark for Scalebound was officially registered. But there's more. Let's go back to the website. If the mark is published based upon the applicant's bona fide intention to use the mark in commerce and no party files either an opposition or request to extend the time to oppose, the USPTO will issue a notice of allowance of about 12 weeks after the date the mark was published. The applicant then has 6 months from the date of the notice of allowance to either, number 1, use the mark in commerce and submit a statement of use SOU, or second, request a 6-month extension of time to file a statement of use extension request. Now, we know with Scalebound that game was canned. The development of that game stopped. Microsoft was very public about that. So it's clear that the actual trademark for Scalebound is not being used by Microsoft in commerce, okay? So that first option that I just mentioned, gone. The second option, request a 6-month extension of time to file a statement of use. So the USPTO website is saying that within 6 months of 31st of May 2016, Microsoft must either use the mark or extend it. And when you look at the actual trademark, I'll put it back on the screen right now, the recent renewal that everyone's talking about is actually a second extension. So there's already been a first extension that no one seemed to mention. And when was that? Well, if you go back to the time and date website, 31st of May 2016, add 6 months, that's the 30th of November 2016. That's the first extension period that Microsoft obviously would have done. But then again, they cancelled the development of that game and they haven't used the trademark Scalebound in commerce. So if they wanted to keep the trademark within 6 months of roughly 30th of November 2016, they would have to have issued a second extension, which they did. And what is 6 months within 30th of November 2016? That is the 30th of May 2017. And what's today's date? The 20th of May 2017. So Microsoft, for the trademark Scalebound, got a second extension for the mark because they haven't used it in time for the 30th of May 2017 expiry. Because if they did not do so, they probably would have lost the actual trademark. So it doesn't mean that they intend to develop the game right now. Does it mean that sometime in the future they might want to salvage the trademark? Maybe yes, because otherwise they wouldn't be doing all of these extensions. Scalebound is clearly a somewhat popular trademark. People are excited for the game, they were excited for the concept, so it doesn't surprise me or anyone for that matter that Microsoft sometime down the line might want to get a different developer to work on this game. And because of that intention, that's why they're issuing extensions. It might not actually happen though. The point is, currently at this point in time, that's what they want to do. They want to keep extending because sometime they believe that they're going to be using this trademark in some sort of fashion. And I guarantee you, come back to this video, 6 months from the 30th of May 2017, so about late November 2017, we are going to see a third extension of Scalebound if Microsoft is serious about using the trademark again sometime in the future. So I hope I've explained that for you. The trademark extension or renewal doesn't really mean anything. All it means is that maybe sometime down the line, Microsoft wants to use the trademark again. It does not mean the game is back in development, but you decide who to believe out of those two alleged insiders. That's up for debate. Let me know in the comments below. So anyways, Wastanders, I hope you enjoyed this quite legalistic video. My throat is sore, so I'm going to stop. And until next time, this has been the Lone Vault Wanderer. Please take care of yourself, and would you kindly keep fighting the good fight.